It is time, very exciting, very exciting. It's time to welcome tonight's very special guest.
Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
Cat Stevens quickly became one of the biggest recording stars of the 70s. With songs like The First Cut is the Deepest, Father and Son and Moon Shadow huge hits then, they still enjoy immense popularity today.
Baby, I love you.
But at the height of his success and fame, Stevens converted to Islam, turning his back on music, and in November 1979 he walked on stage as Cat Stevens and walked off as Yusuf Islam. Devoting himself to educational and philanthropic causes in the Muslim community, Yusuf won many awards for promoting peace in the world. It was only in 2001, after his son presented him with a guitar, that Yusuf realised the power of music to promote a positive message. And Australia has been lucky enough to host the world premiere of his musical Moon Shadow, featuring all the hits he's so loved for.
I'm being followed by a moon shadow.
Please welcome Yusuf Islam.
Can I just admit off the bat, you definitely win the beard competition. I mean, Charlie and I... Limo has clearly been having a crack this week.
I'm trying, but it's not working out for me.
That's what happens when you leave it too long. That's
Now, congratulations on Moon Shadow. And we feel very lucky here in Australia to get the world premiere. Why are we so lucky?
well, it was back in 2010 we did the tour, and the Road Singer tour, and I felt such a buzz, you know, especially in Melbourne for some reason. And we did this little piece of the musical in the middle, and it was received so beautifully that I said, well, it's a great place. There are lots of lovely theatres, and that's the reason.
So what made you want to make a musical?
It goes back to where I, was brung up, which was the West End of London, and surrounded by theatres. And in fact, I wanted to be a writer of musicals, a composer of musicals, before I wanted to be a pop star. In fact, I never wanted to be a pop star, really, but...
so being a legendary pop star was a real mistake, then?
It was a mistake. It was a diversion, 30-year diversion. But, and I always wanted to... And my songs have always told stories. And in a way, this is a way of me sharing, the great musical journey I've been on.
And you've got a very unique voice, though. How do you feel when other people are singing your songs?
Well, I kind of got a lowish voice, and it's getting lower, actually, as I get older. But, I like to hear these young voices singing the songs with great energy, and it's fantastic.
What about on karaoke? What if it was a karaoke night?
I don't believe in karaoke. I've never been there.
So were you surprised that the songs that you wrote so many years ago bring so much joy to young kids and people of all ages now?
Yeah, well, I think that's because perhaps I'm a lover of melody, and I don't think melodies die. They always... That's the art of music for me. It was never about just a kind of a stylistic thing. It was to do with melody. And so I think my songs have just lasted because they've got melodies.
You say that all your songs tell stories. Is there one that every time you come back to sing it, you feel like that story connects with you the most?
I kind of like... I like unearthing some of my old songs. Recently, I was playing one of my early songs called Where Are You? And I just like playing around with some of the words and the meanings that now come to me after so many years of writing it, So Where Are You is one of my favourite ones at the moment.
Do you come back to it and go, no, maybe I was meaning that when I wrote that? Or, it almost adds a new meaning to it?
Sort of. I mean, I think that now I can reflect. I'm in a helicopter today, as being of the slightly greyer, crowd. I can actually...
You look good, though. You look good.
I can actually look down and look at these things and take a view. Yeah, some of them I'm learning, new things every day.
Must be great to look at your work from 40 years and go, gee, I really was amazing.
It's funny you should say that. I think exactly the same. But, Peace Train, for instance, let's face it, it's a great song. I mean, I'm lucky to have written it.
I'm glad you can face that. That's great. I'm interested in your son, because your son is your manager.
Yeah.
Now, is this just a way to avoid paying pocket money? I mean, what
He's great. He's helped me, I'm helping him, and he's my eyes and ears, actually. I mean, he introduced me to grunge. I would never have known about grunge had it not been for my son.
He plays in a band, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it anything like Cat Stevens, or is it a bit more...
It's a grungy. grungy. But, I mean, I could have kind of inspired a few grunge mentalists, you know, I think in my time. And because, you know, I was to do with emotion and letting it out and not holding it back. That's what it's about.
Now, Yusuf, I've got to finally ask you a question. We have a family story that I need to put to rest. It's an urban myth, and I'm sure it's been embellished over the years, but rumour had it back in the 70s, my dad was at the same hotel as you, and you all met around the pool, your rock star peeps and my dad's property conveyancer peeps. And there was a kerfuffle. You ended up in the pool, and rumour has it my dad pushed you. Do you know John Robinson?
Oh, God. I can't remember these things. I was told that I had a fight with the Bee Gees at one point in their pool and it ended up in the pool, and I can't remember that for the life of me.
Right.
It sounds to me like you were trouble around pools.
And you helped me think my dad was a hero for pushing a rock star in a pool, so good on you.
He gets the award.
Tickets to Moonshadow are still available. Head to theprojecttv.com.au for all of the details. Would you please thank Yusuf Islam? Thank you.
Well, stick around, we've got lots more. We'll be back in just a moment.